When you're creating learning activities for your preschooler, it's so much fun when you incorporate the seasons as well. And December makes that so easy to do. In this video, I'm going to share with you several different sensory learning activities that you can put together for your preschooler that not only help them develop important skills, but also make it fun by adding in seasonal materials. Hi, I'm Christy with Homeschooling in Progress, and my goal is to help you keep your homeschool days simple. And that includes keeping your preschoolers busy and learning while you are teaching older kids or attending to household duties. So let's take a look at these sensory activities that you can easily put together to have your preschooler learning all month long. When I create my sensory activities, I first try to think of the developmental skill that I want my preschooler to work on in the activity. And so for this activity that I have here, he's going to work on making patterns. You can see I did not use very many materials for this. I got these two, the container and the bag of shredded paper at the dollar store, very inexpensive. And then I got this little package of wood pieces. It comes with 9 different designs and 6 pieces for each design. And I got those at Hobby Lobby. If you'd like to add a little more, you could have little tongs that your preschooler can use to grab the pieces, or they can just use their fingers. So in this, they're going to work on creating patterns, and they're also going to work on the fine motor skill of being able to pinch and grab and place the pieces down. All I did was sprinkle in the little papers, and I put in the little Christmassy pieces. You can see I didn't use all of them. I only used 4 different ones. That makes it very easy to tailor it to your kids' needs. If you have a very young preschooler, you may only want to use a couple of pieces and have them make A-B patterns where they just go Christmas tree Santa, Christmas tree Santa. If you have an older child, maybe a kindergartner, then you can put a lot more in there and have them make more complex different patterns. I also added in just some blank pattern pieces for him to lay everything on. So you could do ornament, stocking, ornament, stocking, and so on. Makes it very easy, very inexpensive, and very quick to put together. Here is another simple, very easy to put together sensory activity. And for this one, my preschooler is going to work on the skill of sorting. So I have some mesh tubing. I'll just take this out of the bag, cut it up into different pieces, and put it into the container, which I also got at the dollar store. And then I have some different ornaments. These came in a package together, the red and the green. I think I got them at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or something. Again, I always get it with a coupon or when it's on sale. And then these were some white gems that I actually have in a Halloween filler bag. And I just pulled out the white ones so that I would have more colors to choose from. You could even have the kids make this harder by having them sort the more matte ornaments with the shinier ornaments. So again, different ways of variation for different skill levels. And then to scoop out the materials, you could add a little scooper. I have a metal one or a wooden one, or some more tongs that they could use to pick them up. So let's go ahead and get it put together. All right, this is all set up. When you go to store it, you could just put all of the bowls here and put the lid on it so it fits very nicely to store. And then when your child's ready to use it, they can simply take the bowls out. That, again, I got at the dollar store. I can't remember if I mentioned that earlier. But then the kids can go through. I went ahead and put some tongs in there, and they can sort it by the different colors of objects. The nice thing, too, about using this mesh tubing, it's real fun to play with, but your kids can also go through and sort it by size. So I cut it into some different sizes. So they could sort it by small, medium, large. They could also lay them out in size order. So then you're also doing some measurement with that as well. So again, lots of different ways that you can use the same materials to work on different skills. Here's another sensory bin idea for Christmas, and this one is going to use counting as the skill. And in this one, I'm using another bin like I did in a previous one that I got at the dollar store. I also found these little star ornaments, I guess, but they open up and they looked really fun. They come in a set of 4, but my preschooler loved it so much he took one up to his room. So I have 3 to work with. And then I'm just using some fun pom-poms that I found at Hobby Lobby, and then some unpopped popcorn kernels that I dyed red and green with some food coloring. And I'm just going to combine all of those and use it for a fun counting activity. So here is the bin all set up. I just added unpopped kernels on the bottom. Those are really just for show. I'm not really going to use them with the activity, although your preschooler certainly could open this up and scoop some of the kernels in and pour them out. That's another good skill to learn, especially for the younger preschoolers. And then I put in 10 of each of the colors of pom-poms for a total of 30. And I decided to do that since this was a counting activity. My preschooler could practice counting by 1s, 2s, 5s, or 10s. We haven't really worked on the 2s, 5s, and 10s much, so I thought maybe I could sit down with him and we could do some activities with that. So some ideas I had for that: you could use 2 dice or just 1, so your preschooler could roll the dice, and here we have 2. So then the preschooler could pick up 2, 1, 2, and put them in the container. Then roll again for 5, put 5 in the other container. And then this is also a good way to practice comparing. So you could say, which number is bigger. This has more than this one. You could also add them together. You could also say, how many more pom-poms do I need to add to this one to equal this one? So lots of different skills for whatever developmental level your preschoolers at, whether they're just at the level of counting by 1s, adding, how much do we need to add to get to another number, more or less. Lots of different skills here that you can use. Play-Doh is another wonderful sensory activity. I absolutely love it. It is one of my favorites for using with preschoolers. It really helps build the hand muscles needed for writing. So I have some little Play-Doh mats here with different shapes on them in the shape of gingerbread cookies. And so I made some gingerbread Play-Doh, which is basically just my regular Play-Doh recipe. And I added in some cinnamon and some ginger and a little bit of vanilla extract just for some scent. And it smells wonderful. And the cinnamon gives the color kind of a gingerbread cookie. These cards are part of an activity that I have on shapes that I have in my store. So I'm going to link that below if you'd like to take a look at those. But you can also easily draw the shapes on a piece of paper. And I just stuck the cards into a little page protector. I got these at the dollar store. And so I have several of them. And you can just stick something in there or you can laminate them. So either way. So your preschooler can take some Play-Doh, roll it in their hands and form it into the shapes, and then kind of push it onto the card to cover up the shape here so you can make the circle. And then you can also use a dry erase marker to trace the shape word here. So not only are they working with the Play-Doh and creating and forming the shapes, but they're also learning the shape words and practicing their handwriting there by tracing through the words at the bottom. Play-Doh offers lots of fun activities. Clip cards are another good idea to use for learning activities with your preschooler. And with those, the kids will use a clothespin that they can work on their fine motor skills to open and close, and then put the correct answer on a card. And there are cards that have counting like this one. There are some that are for the alphabet, for shapes, for colors, lots of different ideas of different clip cards that you can do. For this one in particular, I'm using the number words to work with my preschooler on learning the number words. I also have a set that is just the numbers over on this side. And then what he's going to do is count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's going to count that there are 5 ornaments there. And then for this one, I found these little clothespins that had the numbers on them. They were in the Christmas section at Hobby Lobby. And I thought this would be a really fun activity to use with the clip cards, because then he can go through and search for the correct number on here. And this is another practice of matching the number to the number word. You can also have some that have 5, 6, or 4 here, and you would clip the number to the number. So here we have 5, you can clip the 5. You can also just use a plain clothespin, or you could put the numbers on the clothespins here and just make your own clothespins with the numbers on it. And another extension you could do, say we're using this card here, you could also use counters like mini erasers and have the child count out the same number. So here we had 5, so they can count out 5 little mini erasers here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, practice counting them. So again, just the more times they can practice these skills, the better it's going to be for them. And then a final idea that I'd like to share with you for an activity is to use pipe cleaners. I found these really fun pipe cleaners that are twisted red and green at Hobby Lobby. You could also just make your own and twist different Christmassy colors together or winter colors together. You could just use regular pipe cleaners if you'd like, or even the ones that are a little metallic and have a little bit of the sparkle with them. Any of those would be really fun to use this time of year to practice letters, shapes, numbers. You could form any of those with these. I went ahead and took the longer pipe cleaners and I cut some in half. I cut some into thirds and then some into fourths, just so I had a variety of different sizes. And then your child can use flashcards. You could use little letters that you have from a puzzle or the little magnetic fridge letters, and they can use those to form the letters here. So to form the letter A, they could take 2 of the medium-sized pipe cleaners there and then a smaller one and put it together. For the letters that curve, they could bend the pipe cleaner here. And so they can make different letters with the pipe cleaners. So again, they're working with forming the letters or the numbers or the shapes, whatever you're choosing to do. And they're also working on fine motor skills and getting that sensory of feeling textures of the pipe cleaners. So as you can see, it doesn't take very long to put together fun activities that will help your preschoolers develop important skills. Hopefully these ideas will inspire you to create your own. I'd love to hear which one was your favorite, so let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching and happy homeschooling.